graffiti standard art too also. You know, anything that represents free expression, free thought, and, you know, creativity, I'm down for that, 100%.
I guess I'm a graffiti fan. I guess I'd have to say I'm sort of pro-graffiti, and I say that not having any inclination about the particular issue here in Dusseldorf, but I think about the wall before it came down, and graffiti there, you know, was much more than an art form, and important, and even in its most frivolous way. Okay, it's one thing if it's vandalism, and that's not appropriate, but the art form, I think, is expression and has a place and is appealing.
Cool, they're cool. I like the ones in Berlin a lot. The Berlin graffiti sprayers are real good.
But not on the bus seat. Not on the bus seat. No. I don't mind the guy that did his thing at Bathsheba and stuff. That's art to me. But not on like a public place or something like that.
Mixed feelings. I've seen things written on slum walls of burnt out houses. I've seen things written on the walls of burnt out houses in Kingston, which is essential graffiti. Poor can't take it no more. Government come out. We are sufferer. And when you see that painted on a wall of a burnt out house or houses in Waterhouse, you never forget that. That's graffiti. For someone to scratch their name on the glass of a tube train is totally irrelevant and so unimportant. For someone in sufferation screaming out as a voice, graffiti is essential, because that's how people communicate. That's how demonstrations begin. That's how governments wake up and look and listen, because they can't ignore the written word, because the pen is mightier than the sword, and always was and always will be. It will always have an effect. Beres Hammond has a new song called The Power of the Spoken Word, and he talks about how you need to be so careful about how you use language, how words can hurt and can be so cruel. You can be so cruel to someone with the words you use on them, in the way that you can attack someone with language. So the power of the spoken word and the written word is vital, is so important. So that's my immediate response.
Is it art? Yeah, it can be. Some of it is definitely art. Most of it is just graffiti. You know, but I've seen some that's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, most of it's just graffiti. It's ugly, and they put the shit in other people's property, you know. But I've seen some of it that is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, just you stop and you go, wow, that is just beautiful. It's not like watching a Van Gogh. You know what I mean? It's like that's a different process. You know, I mean, in graffiti, it's like, you know, you like I went to a Marc Chagall exhibit at the Musée d'Orsay in Paris 2 summers ago, and you can walk through the exhibit and see, you know, young Chagall, middle-aged Chagall, and watch his paintings develop as he keeps working at his craft. I have the feeling that graffiti is pretty much graffiti, and there are people who are great at it and people who are not great at it, but I think that you can get better the more you do it, but I don't think that you'll see the same kind of growth and depth between a 19-year-old kid doing graffiti and a 30-year-old person doing graffiti, you know. And I think that kids like that, for instance, it's a shame that they're not caught at an early age and put in an art school. At some point where you're really behind the 8 ball, you know. It's kind of like, you know, you don't start playing foosball at 18. you have to start when you're 8 or 9, because there's certain things that are just natural to playing that you can't just pick up. You know, and it's the same thing in the musical process and the artistic process. So, you know, it's like back to that whole like pop culture thing. I mean, you know, it's like these kids are clearly talented, but I mean, graffiti is a dead end street, man.